So this is the question here. So 20.2, although it's an approximate answer, not exact, but we have to always look for the closest answer, 20.2. Then what is the midpoint of AD? What is the midpoint of AD? I'm going to use which formula? Midpoint formula, right? X1 plus X2 upon 2 and Y1 plus Y2 upon 2. So here the answer is going to be, any guesses?
2.5, 50.
2.5 and 50, correct ma'am. So this is going to be 2.5, why? Because this is 1 and this is 4, right? So 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 by 2 is 2.5. So X coordinate is going to be 2.5 and this Y coordinate is 40 and 60 here. 40 plus 60, 100, 100 divided by 2, 50. So the option number here is B, 2.5 and 50, right? So we go to the next one now. That is probability. Now probability, we have very, very important questions of cards, of 2 dice, of random questions which can be asked on probability. And you know that answers in probability always will lie between 0 and 1. If it is an impossible event, it's 0. If it's a sure event, it's 1. So all your answers are between 0 and 1. So there is some description given here on the basis of this probability. Now there is a question. So what is happening? There is an industry by the name of SR Industries, and a businessman sets up offices in 4 metro cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. Okay. And this is the number of employees he is recruiting. So in Delhi, he's recruited 250, Mumbai 200, Chennai 150, Kolkata 100. Okay. This is the people he has recruited for this industry, for his office. So what is the question? The probability that a person is selected from Delhi is among these, which is correct? 7 out of 10, 250 by 1000, 5 by 14, or 25 by 7. So if you know the formula of probability, probability is number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes, isn't it? Number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. So what is favorable? That the person is selected from Delhi. So that's 250. And out of the total, so what is the total here? 250 plus 200, 450. 450 plus 150 is 600. 600 plus 100 is 700. So my probability will be 250 by 700. So which answer do you think is correct among this?
25 upon 14.
5 upon 14.
Yeah, 5 upon 14, correct. Because if you reduce 250 by 700, that will be 25 by 70. Again, cancel by 5, you get 5 by 14. Okay, so this is our answer, correct? What is the probability that a person is selected from Punjab?
0, sir.
0, because he is not going to recruit anyone from Punjab right now. He's only going to the 4 metropolitan cities. So that's an impossible event. So that becomes 0. What is the probability that the person is selected either from Delhi or Mumbai? So either from Delhi or Mumbai means both of these are favorable cases for us now. So what do you think will be?
Let's see, 9 by 14.
It's going to be 9 by 14 because this is 450. We'll have to add both these are favoring you, 450 by 700. So that's 45 by 70. That is 45 by 70 will be 9 by 14, right? Correct. What is the person that a person is selected from one of the 4 metro cities? What is the probability that he will be selected from one of these cities?
Sir, 1.
1, because that's a sure event, one of these cities. So all of them are favoring you. So that becomes, so questions like this based on 2 dice also, a lot of questions that 2 dice are thrown, you know that 36 cases comes, questions based on that can also come. So we go to the next one now. This is Gol Gumbaz. Have you heard about this monument? So this is a question based on mensuration. Sorry for the spelling there. Mensuration. This is Gol Gumbaz. Now, if you look at the Gol Gumbaz, if you heard about this, have you heard about this? This is in Karnataka. Okay. And this Gol Gumbaz or Gol Gumbad they call. This is the tomb of King Muhammad Adil Shah. Okay, tomb. That means if you look at the structure, below is a cuboid and on top is a hemisphere. Okay, this is a typical style of Islamic architecture. You see in every architecture there will be a dome there, right? And what is special about this is that if you somebody claps here, it echoes and everybody around the place can hear this. So it echoes. Even a slight whisper, you are whispering to someone who is standing nearby to you, the whole gallery, it will spread. So that is the speciality of this. So some monumental question. Like in the, if you see in the case study, which is released by CBSE, they've given about Redford. And you will find that there are, so some question based on mensuration is definitely expected. And this is a very interesting question. Let's go to the question now. So here I have made a figure of goal gumbas. Now what is happening? Below is a cube and on top is a hemisphere. And the government has the duty to maintain all this. And what are they doing? Because it's a very old monument, hundreds of years old. If the plaster is coming out, so the government decides to plaster it. Now the question is, what will be the area to be plastered? Can anybody tell me what will be the area to be plastered? Is it going to be 4 side square plus 2 pi r? Is it going to be 5 side square plus pi r square? Is it going to be 4 side square plus pi r square? Or is it going to be 6 side square minus pi r square? Now remember, there is a similar question in the book, but this is slightly different. You know what is the difference between this question and that question? Let me.
Sir, say 4 side square plus pi r square.
4 side square plus. Okay, let me just tell you. Okay, let's. One second. Let me just open the board. Are you able to see the board here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in the book, there is a similar question. Remember, in the book, there is a similar question of a hemisphere on top of a cube. You remember this? So here, if you have solved this, what is happening? The question is, how do you find the area of this? The area of this actually will be 5 side square, because 5 side square, there is no problem. On the 6th side, what is happening? This hemisphere is blocking this. So only these corner portions are there. So that's going to be side square minus pi r square. Plus there is a hemisphere on top. So that's going to be 2 pi r square. So if you do your book question, the answer is 6 side square and 2 pi r square minus pi r square, you will get pi r square, right? 2 pi r square minus pi r square. So this is the answer for the book. Now, how do you think, is this question different from our goal gumbas question? What is the difference between this question and our question now? Is there any difference or is it same?
There is a difference. Base will not be there.
Very good. Excellent. This is a monument. This is a monument. So what is going to happen? The base is also fixed. Okay. So in the book question, this is not a monument. So we took the base also. Here, this is a monument, means in the ground it is fixed. So here there will be a difference. It is going to be 4 side square. That is only the 4 side. The 4 walls are free. Plus the 5th side, what is going to happen? Side square minus pi r square. Okay. Again, the same problem, because this hemisphere is, the circular part is blocking this. Plus the hemisphere on top, that's going to be 2 pi r square. So somebody had given me this answer. That's correct. That is 5 side square plus 2 pi r square minus pi r square. That is going to be pi r square. So the option is 5 side square plus pi r square, not 6 side square plus pi r square, because this is a question of monuments. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So one second. Yeah. Okay. So we come back to this. So this was the option. So we have an option. So what is our answer? The answer is not 6 side square minus pi r square. It is going to be, what was the answer? 5 side square plus pi r square. Okay. How we got it, I have just now explained. What will be the area of the floor of this? What will be the area of this floor? Area of
196, sir.
196, exactly, because this is a cube. If it's a cube, then what is going to happen? All the sides are going to be equal and the floor is going to be a square. So 14 square, we get our answer 196. But the radius of the dome will be 14,
7 meter.
7 meter.
Correct, because the diameter is going to be equivalent to this. And what will be the volume of air in the tomb? What will be the volume? How much air will be there in the tomb? Which option do you think is the correct option? A, B, C, or D?
Side cube plus 2 by 3 pi r.
Side cube plus 2 by 3 pi r cube, correct. So that's an easy question. It's just to check with the formulas. So this is, remember, in a monument, this is the change. Okay, we go to the next one, AP. Now in nature, we find a lot of progressions. In nature, we find a lot of progressions. You must have heard about Fibonacci series, golden ratio, but all this is not in the syllabus, but arithmetic progressions is there. You know that AP is a sequence of numbers, isn't it? It's a sequence of numbers in a definite format such that the common difference is same, isn't it? So there is a question based on the arithmetic progression now. See, this is a flower. This is a flower. Okay. So all the questions, if you have observed in case study, are related to application of maths. It's not something which is very directly lifted from the book. So this is a flower. Now, if you look at the flower, okay, we observe the progressions. All the flower has petals in a definite progression. The first layer as having 7 petals. That's what the question is. And the second one is having 14 petals. The third is having 21 petals. And this arrangement continues for the full flower. Okay. So 7, 14, 21. Do you think it's an AP? Yes. Isn't it? Because
Yes, sir.
right? So it's an AP.
Yes,
So the question is very simple. How many petals are there in the 5th layer? If 7, 14, 21.
35, sir.
To be 35, that's very simple. And what is going to be the common difference here? -7, +7, 14 or 0?
7. Positive 7.
Positive 7.
Positive 7.
If you are considering the first layer as 7, next as 14, then the common difference is 7. It's increasing by 7, right? If there are 5 layers of the petals, now the assumption is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The flower arrangement is like that for 5 times. If there are 4, what will be the total number of petals? What will be the total number of petals? So which means we have to find Sn, isn't it? S5 we can apply. S5 is equal to n by 2 a plus l. You know that formula, Sn is n by 2 a plus l. So the first layer is having how many? 7. The 5th layer you said is having 35. So a plus l will be 42. So n by 2. N by 2 means what? How many? How many layers are we talking about? 5 layers. So 5 by 2. 5 by 2 multiplied by 42. So what is going to happen?
105.
105. So
105, sir.
yes, absolutely right, man. So 105, n by 2 a plus l you can apply, or n by 2 2a plus n minus 1d, or since the number of layers is less, you could have also added 7 plus 14 plus 21 plus 28 plus 35 physically and got the same answer. Okay, so there are many ways of doing it. Since it's an MCQ, the answer is important. Can the number of petals in any layer be 128? Now, this is a hypothetical question. Can, suppose this is a 5-layer flower, can there be 128 petals at some stage?
No, sir.
No.
Because 128 is not the multiple of 7.
Exactly. So it is not a part of the AP, isn't it? So in the book, there are questions, is this a particular part of the AP or not? So it's not part of the AP because, as ma'am correctly said, it's not a multiple of 7. So therefore, we say that this is not possible. No. So the options were C, yes, no, maybe, cannot be determined. The answer is definitely no, because 128 is not a multiple of 7, right? Okay, so we go to the next one. Linear equations. Now, what is a linear equation? You are all aware. You will get a pair of straight lines, and linear equation, lots of questions can come. You know, somebody is going to buy in a stationery or going to the market, getting this. Some real life situation will be given to you in linear equations. So we can expect one question like this. So I have prepared one question like this. A student is going to the market and buying 3 books and 5 pens for 250 rupees. Another student goes to buy 3 pens and 5 books for 310. Something like that you will find in books also in your textbook. Assuming the cost of one book as rupees X and the cost of one pen as rupees Y. Okay. Now here the question is, does this situation represent a unique solution? Does it have many solutions? Does it have no solution or 2 solutions? What do you think will be the answer? How many solutions will this have? 3 books and 5 pens costing 250, 3 pens and 5 books costing 310. So what do you think? How many solutions will it have? Unique, many, no, or 2 solutions? How do we come to know the number of solutions?
No solution.
The ratios are not equal, sir.
By
So if the ratios are not equal, then what happens? How many solutions will you get?
Infinitely many solutions.
Oh, infinitely many solutions.
Is it
Unique
infinite?
solution.
It's a unique solution, exactly, because A1 by A2, A1 by A2,
Not
see,
equal.
why? Because I have twisted this. See, you have all done 3 by 3 and 5 by 5. I have twisted the question. Can you see? This is books and pens. Yeah, I have done ulta. I have made the pens here and books as Y. Can you see that? So 3 books and 5 pens. This is 3 pens and 5 books. So actually, if you are doing no solution, why? Because you have done 3 by 3, 5 by 5, and 250 by 310. A1 by A2, B1 by B2 is not equal to C1 by C2. So no solution. That's not correct. Why? Because what is the question? The cost of the book is X. Cost of the pen is Y. So here the equation is 3x plus 5y is 250. What is the equation here? Can you tell me? What is the equation here?
5x plus 3y is equal to
5x plus 3y. It's, see, this is the common mistake there. Deliberately I have put here because the common mistake which students will do, they will put 3x plus 5y is 310 and they will get the answer as no solution and get it wrong. So it is, as sir said correctly, 5x plus 3y because books kya hai? X. X. It is not y. So if this is x, this is y, 5x plus 3y is 310. What will happen? The ratio when you take A1 by A2, you will get 3 by 5. B1 by B2, you will get 5 by 3. A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. What is happening? It's a unique solution. Have you understood this? Have you understood why the order is important? Yeah,
Yes,
unique solution.
Yes.
It's not a, yeah, unique. Which type of graph will it represent? If
B,
it's a,
sir.
B, sir, intersecting lines.
it's going to be intersecting.
B.
Now, you see, if you had got a wrong answer here, this would have been wrong because your conclusion, if it is no, then it would have been parallel lines. But now, since now you know that it is a unique solution, you know the answer is B, it's going to be intersecting solution. Type C graph is called. Now, what type of graph is this? Now here, both the lines are one on top of each other. Okay.
Sir, coincident.
Is
C.
it going to be, is it going to be, out of this option, consistent,
Sir, consistent.
consistent, inconsistent, consistent, dependent or independent? See very carefully.
Consistent dependence, sir.
Consistent dependent, correct ma'am. So because when you say consistent, it can be either unique solution or it can be infinitely many solution. So here they are not mentioning about this question. They are saying type C graph. The question is now not related to this, okay? The question is not related to this. If the question was related to this problem, then answer is consistent. But now they are saying what is type C graph? Type C graph, that is infinitely many solution, is called consistent and dependent. Consistent and dependent, because only consistent means it could be unique solution or it could be infinite. But when you say consistent, independent, it means it is definitely infinitely many solutions. So type C graph is a consistent and dependent graph. And here, to confuse you, they have given something called independent. There is nothing like that, okay? They will give you also some conditions which to confuse you. So there is nothing like this. The solution to the above problem is, now what is the solution to the problem that you can work out, okay, by linear equations? If you solve this, I think the answer is, if you work out this, the answer should be, I think the book's cost is 50 rupees and pen cost is 20. You can try this. There will be obviously options given. Cost of the book will come 50 and cost of the pens will come 20 rupees. Okay. So 50, 20. So 4 options will be given and that will be the correct solution. Okay. So we go ahead. Now we come to the next chapter, that is statistics. Okay. Okay, the audio was coming. Was the audio playing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what a twig. How do you describe it? Don't ask the bowler. He looks completely flummoxed.
He's played this. Righto, who's going to have a go at describing this one? That's the dangle.
You got the
between
microphone, so away you go.
leg stump, leg side of leg stump.
It was like a paddle late cut. It was overdue. That's how late it was. 4 for 3.
Again, this gives the fans something to cheer about. Look at that. The wish of the bat.
That's how late it was.
We're going through the stump. It's like the stump. Is it the draw?
Okay, so there is a description here. There's about a cricket match. Now, see, statistics, an important part of life. We keep a record of all matches, record of marks, temperature, humidity, rainfall. It's part and parcel of life, right? Because it's a very important part of our life, daily application. So we can expect a question on statistics. Now, this was a description can be given that a cricket match was organized between India and Australia. A total of 10 matches were played between them. And the following table gives us the performance of the batsman in the game. Okay, so there was a match between two teams. And this is what is happening. Between 100 and 204 batsmen are scoring this much. And 200 to 305. Yes? Any questions? Okay, so this is the data that, yeah, somebody wants to ask something?
No, sir.
Okay, so the class size of the interval. What is the class size of the interval? That's the first part.
100, sir.
100, upper limit minus lower limit, that's 100, so that's easy. What will be the class mark of the fourth class interval? What will be
450, sir. 450.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our fourth one. So class mark, as ma'am said correctly, is 450. Those students who don't know how to calculate the class mark, it is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So 500 plus 400, 900 by 2, or it's simply the midpoint of this. So 450, that's right. So here we have the class mark as 450, option number D. What is the model class? What is the model class of
300
this?
to 400, sir. 300 to
400.
Those who have not done statistics, the highest frequency we'll have to see. The highest frequency is 7, and the class interval corresponding to the highest class interval is your model class. So 300 to 400 becomes your model class. So that's option number C. What will be the cumulative frequency of the third class interval?
16.
16,
Yes.
sir.
CF, correct. This is going to be 4. This is going to be 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 7, 16. So that is going to be the cumulative frequency, option number B. So here I have taken up the 10 cases. So the likely chapters, as we discussed today, the likely chapters where case studies can come is these. There is a very low probability that questions can come from polynomials, quadratic, because actually what is happening, many of the portions are deleted in polynomials. There's hardly anything. So we can expect certainly from triangles, trigonometry, statistics, probability, mensuration. These are our hot topics. And let's wait for a couple of days when more, now there are a lot of case studies floating, but they are not actually, if you see, not exactly as prescribed by the boards, because case study is not going to be something very, very difficult. It has to be related to your syllabus and related to life. So if somebody is asking you questions and very difficult questions that the child is not able to answer, that is not the purpose of case studies for CBSE. So hopefully in another 10-15 days, we'll get a good number of sample papers and you will be able to practice more. So this was just an introductory session for you to understand what are the case studies, how do we apply this. So I hope it benefited some of you at least. So I will be making this recording available, and when something more concrete comes up, I will be sharing it with you subsequently. So thank you so much for having the patience.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, sir.